worked. Okay. I don't always get it to work the first time. Sometimes, I don't know, lately it seems like I have to try like 3 times to go live before it'll let me. Good morning. Well, it's morning for me. It should be afternoon by the time y'all see this, depending on your time zone. I had a very crazy last week, so I am not getting to my, to our Today I Fucked Up day on the day I wanted to. So the first week of summer was very chaotic, as those, if anybody remembers, our birthversary episode, which for you guys it'll have just been 2 days ago. There were a lot of cuts in that one that I've never had to do before because somebody had the runs for a few days. He's got allergies, so he had a runny nose and he was just getting used to kind of everything that was going on outside. Our pollen was kind of high for a few days there, so we're pretty sure that affected him, because he had a clear runny nose, which was clear indication of allergies. And then allergies can also affect the digestive tract, which is why he got the runs. But we just did a few days of smaller but frequent feedings throughout the day, and that cleared it up, and he's good now. At first I was worried because I had shared some peppers with him, not like spicy peppers, but like sweet peppers. And I looked it up beforehand. They're good to have them. It's good for them. So I was worried that, like, because he's still so young, it affected his digestive tract wrong. And that's what happened. But no, it was allergies. But his nose doesn't run anymore. He is doing much better now. Almost sleeping through the night. I had to take him out at 10 o'clock last night, then he woke me up again just like after 4, but I was waking up anyway, because I don't know, for whatever reason, I was just like really warm, and so I think we kind of are on the thing where we both kind of wake up at the same time now, so, and I wake up throughout the night anyway, so it's not that big of a deal for me. But he's just happy over here, chewing on his rope toy. He's been outside. We have had solid poops for a whole 24 hours now, so we're good. Like, you guys care about the fact that he has solid poops, but I mean, come on. Is he not one of the cutest co-hosts? Dusty. Oh. Okay. But we're just gonna go ahead and get right into it. This is the first episode after our birthversary that is a 2-hour long episode. It is extra long. If he hadn't have had so many issues and it hadn't have taken us till almost midnight, I would have loved to go longer. But alas, I kind of ran out of stories anyways, so I really had to stock up over this weekend. But I'm just happy to kind of have things back into a normal swing. Usually after this, I would go back to sleep after recording, but I am also filling in for our landlord, who is out of town. He was out of the country, so I was filling in for him with, like, I do building manager stuff around here anyway. My husband does maintenance when he's home, so he's on his way back. He should be here tomorrow, but today we have pest control coming around to spray, so I have to take him around after that, and they will be here probably about 7:30, 8 o'clock, so yeah, there probably won't be much of a point of me going back to sleep. But I digress. Let's stop the bambling and roll right into it. And I've already taken so long that my phone's fallen asleep. Which, speaking of which, I know we love the phone case. I know we love her, but I have a new one coming in that I'm super excited for. It's black and it's got like pretty sunflowers on a big pretty sunflower on the back, and I'm very excited. I'm torn though, because it's like I want to get a pop socket because I miss having a pop socket. I had a pop socket on my phone for years, like I think like since I got this phone. Even like I think on my phone before it, I had a pop socket, and now it's like I kind of miss having a pop socket. And I found one on Temu that's like super cute, like for my cottagecore girls and boys and theys. It is a leaf, like actually looks like a leaf. So stinking cute. I won't show you because I'm not going to get into it, but we, however, are going to get into, we are going to try something new today though. We are not going to do our intro first. I'm going to try and take a little note out of the Ice Cream Sunday podcast booklet, and I'm going to do my intro at the end, so that way if I have anything else to say, I'm gonna try and like pick up like little tidbits of like what we are going to have, like what we talked about, to be able to put it into the intro. He's such a dork. And yeah, so I'm gonna see how that works for a few episodes, because I'm also been thinking about a rewrite for the intro. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and try that. And I feel like 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes, has been enough of just rambling and talking about what's been going on. So we're just gonna go ahead and just get right into it. Happy Friday, everybody! Well, by the time you are listening to this, it is Friday. For me, it is actually the Monday before. I did not get into doing my recording days as well as I had thought I had set up. Our first week of summer was quite different, given last Monday was Memorial Day when I recorded. So it kind of, like, the whole week had me thrown off for having my husband home an extra day. And then, you know, our new puppy got the runs for a few days, so we had to get some lack of sleep. And we're just, we're finding a whole new groove, and hopefully this week goes a little bit smoother. I guess we will find out, though. But it is Friday, and I hope you guys have had a wonderful, wonderful week. And, you know, we're just gonna go ahead. We're trying a little different format today, so I'm just gonna see if it works out. But we're just gonna go ahead and roll right into it with our first Today I Fucked Up story. Today I fucked up by getting a suspicious bruise. Now, as somebody that is very clumsy and gets suspicious bruises a lot, I feel like this is something I might be able to identify with, but I'm also very curious how you're going to fuck up by doing so. I guess we will find out. Also, I didn't think about this, but Dusty, my co-host, the puppy, got a new toy over the weekend. My son picked him out a little duck. We thought it was a chicken at first because we're stupid. That is a squeaky toy. So if you hear that in the background, just enjoy some puppy ASMR, I guess, because it makes him happy and it'll keep him content, even though he's already gone to the bathroom. Everything. He's eaten. He's had water. He's still learning to get up on the couch, so that's why I don't want to necessarily just have him down because he can't get up by himself yet. We have worked with him on it. He can get up on the couch as long as he gets a running head start. But in my sleep-deprived state, we are getting away from the story, so let's get back to it. So, today I fucked up when I, almost 29, got a very big bruise on my face. Oh, a big one. Like, okay, so if anybody else is thinking like me, when I think of big bruise, I'm thinking like my fist size, which would be a good portion of my face. Not saying that I have like big hands compared to my face, but you're a dork. No, lay down. I was with my 14F niece. I haven't seen her since January, and we were having a sleepover. She always loves to be in my small yard and use my bikes / scooters / etc. She was scooting around, and I asked if she wanted her own scooter. It was a gorgeous day, and she exclaimed, "Yes!" So we went and bought one. We also wanted to beat today's heat by using water guns and then scootering down the hills in my neighborhood. Okay, can we not use the squeaky toy, actually? I'm gonna take it away from him, because he's gotten to the point where he's found the squeaker, and so now he will hit it, like, repeatedly. Before, it was just, like, everywhere else but the squeaker. And, of course, now today, he's suddenly decided, hey, I know where that is, so obviously I'm gonna use it. Here's where the fuck-up begins. We're scooting around the hills, but went a few blocks over for the good hills and fewer potholes. We were heading home for the evening when I whimsically scooted towards the apartment. There it was, the pothole. It was an uneven, small divot with gravel in it. I was going too fast from a small incline that the brakes wouldn't have been fast enough, so I made a choice to jump off the scooter. I almost didn't fall, but ate pavement. Honestly, I'm surprised it even just ended up being a bruise and not like a whole like scrape up the side of your face. Afterwards, we walked home. I started to clean and dress the wounds. I asked my niece if my face was bleeding, and she informed me it was okay, just covered in dirt. Something's telling me it wasn't dirt. Fast forward, it's not dirt, but a huge bruise on my cheek. My boyfriend comes home from work, and he's driving me places. I think it means now. Now driving me places because of all my injuries, except the bruise that are on my driving side, what I used to steer and use pedals. I ended up driving to get gas and grab some splurge food for my niece. My boyfriend is pumping my gas, and I said, boyfriend doesn't know just how bad this is for him. Not because my face is bruised, but because if someone called emergency services thinking he had hit me, no one would believe a 29-year-old obese woman would be riding a scooter. Oh, honey. Oh, and that's what's so terrible is that if somebody did call 911, even on somebody like me, nobody's going to think that I'm riding a fucking scooter and biffed it. I mean, they might believe that I biffed it. I mean, I'm overweight, so obviously I'm more off kilter than I would be anyway, and I'm already a very clumsy person. So I personally think it would make sense from a logical standpoint, especially if they show up and they're just because I mean, I could understand showing up and being no, I understand, but I was riding a scooter with my niece and that's what happened, and I could just feel the stares already of them looking at me going, you were riding a fucking scooter? And it's I feel like it's so horrible nowadays that hey, no, leave your sister alone. Hermione, go. No, leave your sister alone. He tries to play with the cat still, and they want nothing to do with him. Sky will love to lay by him when he's asleep because he's not moving. But I did get a picture of them yesterday when they were both awake, staring at each other within this close of proximity. And my husband said they were good for 2 minutes until suddenly Dusty decided that, hey, you look like somebody fun to play with. And then she ran away. But yeah, I can definitely understand having somebody show up and trying to explain to them, no, I was riding scooters with my niece. Of course you would knock your dragon off. Here, take Eeyore. So I get it, and I can understand how it would look, and I feel like that's terrible to think about, that if you were a fit woman, it would be more believable. But because we're obese, heaven forbid we do anything that is considered exercise for fun. Which, that's messed up. Then they'll take him to jail because the truth is unbelievable. My niece starts cracking up because she witnessed my fall, and it is still unbelievable. My boyfriend gets back in the car, and when I told him, he was horrified. I also said they might also think he's making me drive him around after he hit me. So now I'm in the house, icing the bruise and moisturizing it because if you didn't know me, you'd be concerned and possibly report my boyfriend when I was stupid and not acting my age. TLDR. At nearly 30 years old, I was riding scooters with my niece, fell and bruised my face. No one would believe I wasn't a battered woman by my boyfriend, who apparently makes me drive him around after. Okay, so my only curiousness about this is the fact that you only got a bruise and not scrapes down the face for eating concrete. I don't know, it's just if you were going that fast and you still ended up biffing it and eating concrete, I guess I could believe it if you literally just went that, which for those of you not watching, a straight downward motion instead of a pushing motion and scraping. But I don't know, I don't know, now I'm kind of suspicious. Is it anybody else? I don't know, with it's to me, it's just kind of strange how you could end up with just a bruise and not scrapes and bleeding as well. Because I feel like that would lend to the falling theory of, I was riding scooters with my nieces. I know I'm fat, but I fell trying to avoid a pothole and busted up my face. So it's like the fact that you just got away with just a bruise, little suspicious. Just a little bit. This next one is a not safe for work. So, as per usual, that is the one and only warning you are going to get. Today I fucked up by cleaning my own butt. Heaven forbid we clean our own butts, people. It is a dangerous world out there. Watch it end up being something stupid like a spider, or like they got hurt and they're not supposed to be doing something like that. Let's find out. So, I was at work and in the bathroom doing my thing, and it was not going so well. As I continuously wiped, there was no sign of number 2 from letting up on the toilet paper. I decided, why don't I just wet some paper towels and really do some maintenance back there? Get all squeaky clean and move on with my day. I get up, pants down to my knees, wet the paper towel, and bend over to start cleaning my rear. Then the worst imaginable thing happens. I forgot to lock the door. The door opens, and it's a customer standing there, jaw on the floor as I'm bent over, scraping my beehole with a wad of wet paper towels. For the record, it actually says beehole. I just read it as it is. I panicked, and I didn't know what to do or say, so I just looked up at her from my bent position without uttering a single word or moving. The word humiliated isn't enough. She slams the door shut and is repeatedly apologizing on the other side. I'm basically dead inside at this point. Why didn't I lock the damn door? I always do, but not this time. I'm the only one at work, so I wash my hands and have to force myself out of the bathroom and work with this customer that saw me at probably my most vulnerable state ever in my life. She was super cool about the entire thing, but I feel like I need to climb under a rock and live there for the rest of my life. TLDR, I was walked in on the bathroom while bent over scrubbing my filthy ass. I've done a lot of, I don't want to say weird things at work, but I have definitely had my fair share of bathroom bathroom moments while working. I used to work for Menards. For those not from Iowa or the Midwest, Menards is a Walmart of Home Depot and or Lowe's. They are supposed to have the lowest prices. They also have a sorry. Are you done? Are you done being weird? He's such a dork. But they also have a food section where they sell frozen pizzas and just other stuff, just food, food in general. It's a little store in, Anyway, for those that know. If not, please go to menards.com and look around. It's interesting. And if you ever have a chance to go to one, don't. Sorry, I used to work there and it was not a great experience because my manager was an absolute asshole. But I digress. So, when I worked there, I got hurt so much. My first incident being a 40-pound cap rock fell on my foot. For those that don't know what a cap rock is, it's if you make a retaining wall with bricks and the fancy looking rocks, there's something called a cap rock, which most of the other rocks have a hole in the middle, so that way you can fill them if need be. And then the cap rock only has a hole on the bottom and it doesn't go all the way through to the top. So hence the cap, it makes it look nice. I was refilling some tiki torches. They were glass tiki torches, and I had them sitting on the wall because in Menards, on the inside of the building, there is a display section in the hardware section that, depending on the time of year, will have either patio furniture or inside furniture or Christmas decor. And I had them the box resting there, and I went to get one out, and the box slipped well, because they were glass, I went to save it because, heaven forbid, I don't want to break a whole box full of glass tiki torches. And the cap rock one of the cap rocks that the box was sitting on, stop, was loose. And when the box came off, the rock came with it. And when I pushed it back, the rock was too heavy for the box and fell and landed just on the very tip of my big toe. Yeah. I thought I broke my foot. I had never been in so much pain in my life. I was in the bathroom and I was crying and I kept getting my name called over the intercom to come help people. And I was trying to stop cry. I was texting my boyfriend at the time going, I think I broke my foot. This is what happened. And he's like, you need to come home. And I was like, no, it's fine. Like, I just, so I was just like, I felt something funny in my socks. So I checked and it looked like it was bleeding. And I knew we carried bandages over at our little desk. So I went there and grabbed a bandage and just like put it over it. Like, I didn't even try looking at it. I was just like, and my new manager, who was he was almost like 2 feet taller than me. He's standing there at the computer doing his thing. And like, I sit down and it's like, I'm trying not to cry. And he goes, everything okay? Like, he didn't even look at me, for one. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm good. I think, just had a rock fall on my foot. I think I'm good though. And he goes, oh, that's not good. Didn't inquire to anything else. Nothing. I finally could not take it anymore. Went up, told him what happened. And he goes, okay, well, let's go do this. Let's fill out an incident report. Yeah. And they're like, if you need to do like workman's comp or anything like that, we'll get you figured out. So yeah, went home. Was just going to sit at home and write it out because I'm stupid. Because my boyfriend also at the time had to leave for work. His part-time job at GameStop. The whole time we were together, I was the one to hold a full-time job except for like maybe 6 months. We were together for almost 4 years. Yeah. And so I'm texting my dad, and then who else comes to my aid but my stepmother. She, she heard about it. She got off work early, so she takes me to the hospital. They do an x-ray. Turns out it had just gotten the very tip of my toe. But they told me that had it gone up onto my foot at all, it would have broken my foot. So I had to rest for a couple of days, and I went fishing. Because what better way to, ignore some pain than go fishing and play video games. But that was not the only incident. That was just the biggest one. And honestly, it's just... Oh. Bathrooms at work can either be nothing or something happens. I feel like there is literally no in between. And I can't explain it. It's like, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, if you know, you just know. So... But I have thankfully never had a customer walk in on me before. Because that would suck ass. We're going to go ahead and roll right into our next one. Today I fucked up by writing song lyrics on a whiteboard. Did you do it in permanent marker? Sorry. That's the first time I think I've yawned this morning. This one says it is extra long. So it's like 3.5 pages long. So we're in for a ride with this one. This happened at work 3 years back in my ex-company. A little background on where I used to work. It was a fairly huge MNC, I don't know what that means, that is into finance, which outsource their menial tasks to countries with cheap labor. So, this said, company acquired another small company that is related to finance but serving a different segment. Now, my company throws a party at a huge banquet close to our office. Okay, it's not really a party, more of a town hall where the company talks about its future projection and current year performance. That sounds more like just like a meeting with food. To me, that's what it kind of sounds like. But instead of making the content of the presentation interesting, they made it dreading and boring. The presentation also happens to be on a huge projector screen presented by white people all the way from the other part of the globe, so you feel each and every passing microsecond that is passing, so not everyone is interested in attending. So, to incentivize the attendance, our company has a trick up its sleeve. It is perhaps the world's oldest incentive, all of which is free food. Also, our free food party has no alcohol, just so you know. I mean, that, I think, is... I'm having my hair done, sorry. I feel like the free food, though, is... I feel like... How do I say this? Parties that are actually meetings will never include alcohol. Unless maybe you work at an alcohol company. Just a thought. This was all during the office hours, so we are getting paid to chill this particular day. See, a lot of people say, like, maybe this is just me, but, or maybe it's just goes to show what kind of terrible jobs I have had. But I don't care how boring the meeting would be. If there was free food and I was still getting paid to just sit on my ass, which would be most of the jobs I've had was the complete opposite of what I usually had to do, which was very physical or like demanding jobs, I would be all down. Because again, when I worked at Menards, we had, I think, a monthly meeting every month, and it usually involved pizza. It happened after hours, like it did not happen during the hours of work. It happened after we closed and customers were no longer there. And I really enjoyed doing it in the hardware department because we would get to sit on like either the patio furniture or like whatever inside furniture we had. We would just plop there and have pizza. Yeah, I was just like, hey, like I'm getting paid for this. It is the opposite of what I usually have to do when I'm getting paid to work here. And there's free food. So I'm down. I was very easily appeased, I guess. Still slightly am, but tacos. Me and my buddy were just fooling around with each other and the other female colleagues in our respective work bay. We get emailed to proceed to the entrance of the company. In the same email, they also mentioned that there is a whiteboard installed to welcome the white overlords who joined us as part of the acquired leadership team. And we have to write something nice for them with our signature on it. Okay. Me and my colleagues moved to the entrance of the company. The entrance, by the way, happens to be massive at the time, so 200 people can stand. And that particular day, we had 100% attendance, but 100% attendance because, you guessed it, free food. As we proceed, well, I mean, to be fair, it also kind of sounds like it's a mandatory meeting, so I'm not fully sure why, like 100% attendance would be odd. Or why it would just be because of free food. I'm sure that it helped, but if it's like a mandatory attendance, then obviously it would be 100% attendance. As we proceed to the entrance, we realize we are fairly early there, at the best 4 or more people apart from me. My buddy and girls that we were fooling around with, all 4 of them are near the whiteboard trying to read what others have written so they can just rewrite the same, as they are in no way in a mood to think and write something thoughtful. Mind you, this event has been set up exactly at lunchtime because, as I previously mentioned, that there is surely that there will be free food. Most of the employees skip their breakfast so that they could have extra space in their stomach to stuff all the free food. So writing a welcome message is the last thing on their minds when all they can think of is free food at the lunchtime. Okay, we get it. There's free food. There is only one whiteboard marker, so people are just standing around the one who is writing. The place, as I mentioned, is the entrance. There is a security desk nearby where the security personnel is not that vigilant, but he is just doing his own thing, sitting at the security desk as he should. I talk to him as I crack jokes with my colleagues. He is also laughing. He is friendly and seems chill. Once the 4 people were done, it was our turn to write. My buddy writes beautiful line, makes sure that his name is clearly visible in the signature he made. He was trying to get a promotion at the time. This has nothing to do with him writing a beautiful line, welcoming the new leadership team filled with the white people. I'm not fully sure why we need to keep mentioning that they're white, but I just, personally, just because I don't see the point in mentioning somebody's skin color all the time. But maybe it makes sense later. Once the 4 people were done, it was our turn to write. Oh, wait, I already saw that. I already read that one. It's my turn. I also happen, name myself, and insert random sweet name, plus Walla. If the sweet was baklava, you could call it baklava Walla. Okay, weird. It is not my real name. I'm just trying to be cool. It works because girls are impressed that I have such a unique name, or that's what I thought. I'm not that smart, if you couldn't tell, that is. So instead of writing a welcome message, I had a stroke of genius right at that moment. I wrote the catchiest part of a song, cringy and very regional song going on in my head. So this is what I wrote. Raja, Corey. I'm not even going to try and do the rest of this because I will absolutely butcher these words that are not English. And quickly made myself sparse. A small brief about this song. You can listen to it. Check the comment below. I did not save the comments, so just the story. I just take the screenshot of the story itself. This song is sung by a male with skimpy-clad women dancing to the music in order to excite the fire in lonely, horny village men in a regional language. I'm expecting you to watch the video so I don't have to explain it further. With how long this story is, you might have well have just explained it because you're explaining everything else overly. Which, given, same. I do too. I also don't know the meaning of the song. As such, I found it to be really funny and would annoy my friends by playing it because they are repulsed by it. Reading this, those 4 people, as well as my colleagues, were laughing because it's damn funny and I'm getting a huge ego burst. Attaboy, baklava walla. I don't like that word. It's because I have such a speech impediment sometimes. Because I used to have a stutter. For those that didn't know, when I was younger, I had a stutter because I talk so fast. And instead of learning to talk slower, I just learned to still be able to talk fast and not have as much of a speech impediment. But a lot of the times I will put 2 words together because my mouth is faster than my brain. So now as the time is passing by, more and more people are gathering. There is a kind of commotion. A few people are giggling and a few people are not impressed, especially the people in the local leadership role like the team leads. It was fun initially. Now the reality is dawning upon me that this very well might be the last day if they figure out who Baklava Walla was. Anyway, we all proceed for the promised land filled with free food. The day ends. I'm feeling much better because nobody knew it was me. I head back home just before I hit the bed. I receive a scathing stinker mail, but it is not addressed to me, but the entire team of 200 people here in this part of the world, plus the 200 odd people from the US, are also CC'd. So I think it's an email that he got. Guys, it was really bad. I wanted to puke. I threw my phone on the bed and started pacing to and fro in my lobby. Panicking, I couldn't sleep that night. I was bidding adieu to my colleagues if at all I got caught. My buddy assured me no need to panic, so somehow I calmed and endured the night. Come next day, as I inch closer to the entrance door, I can feel insane amount of embarrassment, and with each step, I can feel my heart beating faster. I just wanted to jump off my body. I somehow open the door, swipe, and get into my office floor. As soon as I enter, I see everybody staring at me. It was the stares of the leadership team that was not just the stare, but piercing daggers of a stare towards me. I quickly pace towards my bay where my friends are just chilling like normal, like any other day, except my buddy. He also happens to be friends with the leadership team. As I told you, he is trying to be the team leader himself. So, just to get more info, he happened to ask his friends from the leadership if they knew who Baklava, oh my god, we know who he is, was. Apparently, one of them figured out it was me because I use baklava. The fact that there's a W in there keeps throwing me off. Baklava, fuck it, I give up, as my name in WhatsApp. and it stood out to him once I responded to his message in our company WhatsApp group. At this point, it's kind of one of those things where if you're going to be childish at work, you have to be prepared for the consequences. Like, I don't know how else to put it, you know? So loaded with this info, he tells me I might get called into the office because he feels that the other leadership guy must have told the company director, CEO, to get in his good graces. Now, I legit bid adieu, tell my crush it was nice meeting her. My buddy tells me he will take good care of her in my absence. Joke. With heavy heart, I accept my fate and sit tight for the call the entire day. Well, nothing. I was not called. It was business as usual for me and everyone. We are relieved. Pfft. I'm back normal. Go back home with kind of relief. Have a good sleep. Now, I'm assured that things will be fine, somewhat. I head back to the office. Go to my cubicle, log in, and immediately wasting no time, my director, CEO, walks up to me and asks to come into the meeting room for a talk. My friend also tails me as I walk towards the meeting room. My friend is sure I'm badly screwed. I'm thinking I'm royally screwed. Just before I enter the meeting room, I give him a goodbye look and enter the room. Imagine Terminator slowly lowering himself into lava while bidding his goodbye. My director has been waiting for 5 minutes now after calling me. I'm sweating from my back. I can feel sweat drops flowing down my spine. He goes, "What the fuck was that?" Me, trying to be innocent and say, "I don't follow you. What's wrong?" with legit innocent face. He says, "I know it was you. You don't have to pretend to not know." He then proceeds to show an image of the line I had written on the whiteboard. See, insert my name. I don't believe in hating the person. We can hate the behavior, but not the person. I'm like, wow, he seems kind of lenient. But here I have to hate you because I'm so embarrassed of what you have done. I'm getting messages from the US on the warm welcome you have given them. I'm still on the fence as to I'm out or no. Give it to me straight, Chief. He goes, "Here's the deal. I covered up for you. But remember, this is the last time you're pulling such shit in this office. I'm not a person who loses his cool easily, but you are making me use these harsh words." Well, cool. I'm off the hook, but I'm still curious as to who the fuck ratted me out since he is so casual with his speech. I casually asked him, "Who sent you this image?" I was damn sure it was the team lead from the leadership team, but it wasn't. It was the damn security personnel who sent the image to him after 2 days, my scribbling the song lyrics at 12 midnight to my director, CEO. TLDR, I wrote a regional raunchy song lyric under a scripted moniker on a whiteboard that was meant to have welcomed messages posted by employees of my company for the incoming leadership team from the US. Got ratted out by a security personnel, almost lost the job. Okay, for one, to be fair, that's kind of the security's job. Is that if somebody's doing something that they're not supposed to be doing in the company, he has to tell them, because otherwise he could get in trouble because then he's not doing his job. So, while I understand the frustratingness of the situation of being, like, ratted on, it's like I said, if you don't act childish and stupid at work, you don't have a chance of getting, like, yelled at. Like, I don't know how else to put it, you know? Like, it's just kind of one of those things. It's a fuck around and find out. So it's like, I have definitely done my fair share of stupid shit at work. And have gotten in trouble for it. And it was my own fault. So I can't really have too much pity. Because it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I bet you won't do something stupid like that again. And if you do, you obviously didn't learn from your first fucking mistake. Today I fucked up by making a bad taste joke. There is an absolutely beautiful woman who works at a gas station near me. Our interactions have been mostly small talk about our day/work or whatever, and have been very polite and charming from both sides up until the other day when I kind of made it awkward with a fumbled joke about how I dumb sound when I answer the phone at the restaurant I work at. She didn't really get it, but the interaction ended okay. Today, they let me out early because we were slow as heck. I stopped by the station to pick up a couple of beers, and she asked how work was. I explained it was nice and slow and was let out early, but then proceeded to say, but tomorrow, haha, tomorrow's gonna be like, and then proceeded to make the universal hand signal for extreme fisting. There's a universal hand symbol for that? I'm assuming it's something like, Pwah! Sorry. I scared him. And while casually saying bam, 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 bam. Any of my 90s babies that may have watched the Flintstones growing up, that's all I can think of right now. Which is bam, bam. Indicating that it was set to be a very busy night. She instantly looked appalled and paused before saying, well, that sure is pretty intense. Any idea what to do with your newfound freedom? And I said I might work on painting the house. Then probably made it worse by asking when she was out for the night. She said 10 o'clock with a mild frown. This probably sounded like I was extending her an invitation, but really I was just desperate. It was just a desperate attempt at returning to small talk as closure of the terrible interaction. I'm so embarrassed and ashamed. I don't know if I could ever go in there again. TLDR. Made it awkward with a joke and bad taste. I mean, to be fair, if I was in her position and somebody made an awkward situation like that, I probably would have, how do I want to put this? I would have lied about what time I gotten off. Like, if I had gotten off at 10, I probably would have been like midnight or like a time earlier, because then that way if I got caught in the lie and they were, like, let's say they decide to come back about the time that I'd be getting off, and like, let's say I told them that I was off at 8 o'clock, and they come back at 9:30 and they're like, oh, you're still here? I'd be like, oh yeah, somebody's gonna be late, so I'm just, staying late. And the same thing, like, they don't need to know what time you're actually off, because one, I've learned, never tell just some random customer what time you're actually off work, unless you're interested in them. But at the same time, I watch too many true crime stuff, so for me, it's a no-go. Today I fucked up by watching the horror movie Lights Out. I cannot think if I've seen this movie or not. So, if I haven't and you have, is it good? Is it worth watching? Maybe I'll find out via this story. For the majority of my childhood, I have always been terrified of the dark. It didn't help that my dad would always play horror movies on the TV when I was there. Okay, given I grew up on horror movies. Like, I grew up on horror movies. My mom was a horror movie fanatic. So, like, I grew up on them. I love them. My son also loves them, but we no longer let him watch, like, anything crazy. When I say crazy, I mean, like, anything scary, like, within, like, a certain time before bed. Like, if he's watching a scary movie, it has to be during the day with one of us. And the rule is that we also have to have watched the movie before, to make sure that there's, like, no nudity in it. What? You're fine. Lay down. Yeah, lay down, go back to sleep. We're almost done. However, this fear wasn't just a normal kid fear. It carried up into my teens, and the whole time I was shamelessly terrified. I only ever got over it when I was 15. The fear meant that I could never sleep with the lights off, and that if I woke up in the middle of the night and it was dark, I'd start hyperventilating and wake up my entire family with screams. My parents hoped that if they turned the light off while I was sleeping, they could prove that it was safe in the dark. However, it only intensified the fear. The reason I got over it was because my boyfriend at the time. I realized that I felt safe when I was sleeping in the same room as somebody, and being the feminist, strong female I am, figured I don't need some guy to help keep me safe in the dark. I can do that myself. However, when I watched the movie, that fear came rushing back to me like a truck. Now, even with my fiance in the room, I cannot sleep in the dark. It's gotten so bad, I can't even get myself to walk into dark rooms to turn on the light. If you haven't seen the movie, hey, you're fine. Lay down. You has already been outside. You has already eaten. Lay down. If you haven't seen the movie, it's about a demon that lurks in the dark and can only attack its prey when it's dark. I'm not scared of this demon itself or what lurks in the dark. The fear is completely irrational and uncontrollable. To be fair, like most phobias, that's what it is. It is an irrational fear. Like, you don't have a reason for it. You can't explain why you're afraid of it. You just are. And sometimes it stems from stuff like that. So I completely understand, because I also have a phobia. I have covered it on here before. I am terrified of, like, aliens. Like, I mean, like, aliens from the sky. Aliens from outer space. Absolutely terrified of them. Scares the absolute piss out of me. And I can't help it. It's just, it happens. It's just, yeah. But, I mean, I will still watch the movies because I do enjoy being scared. Bubby. He whines when he's tired and he can't get comfortable. So it's difficult because it's like, I enjoy being scared, and not a lot of, like, scary movies, like, really scare me. Hey, no. So I do like to watch alien movies because I know it's something that will actually scare me. So, like, when Nope came out, we watched it, and I, at one point, was sitting in my chair. I had, like, had a blanket up to my face. I had tears streaming down. Stop. How about you actually lay down? Lay down. I had tears streaming down my face because I was absolutely terrified. It was, like, for those that have seen the movie, spoiler, about to talk about it. For those that have seen it, it's the part where, the guys in the barn and the, like, kids wearing the masks are, like, converging on him. That part scared the absolute shit out of me. I was crying. Dusty, stop. You are fine, my love. Just lay down. Yeah, just lay down. The fear is completely irrational and uncontrollable, like a person with a fear of heights or a fear of spiders. The problem is that on a day-to-day basis, I'm faced with so many things that I can't do because of this. Like go to the cinemas, walk around my flat at night, stay out late, or get any quality sleep. I very much struggle to sleep with blaring lights on. I am very ashamed to be a fully fledged adult and still be scared of the dark. TLDR, watched Lights Out, and my fear of the dark came back, and it's worse than ever. Here, come here. What if I put a pillow down? Will that help? There we go. Yeah. You lay down with Eeyore? Dork. Alright, but I think this is actually going to be... Ow! Damn. It's got sharp little puppy teeth. I think this is actually going to be it for us today, since somebody's being a little whiny. But, so we're going to do the outro real quick. And, yeah. Thanks to everyone for listening today. I hope you all enjoyed the podcast. If you know somebody who likes my content, feel free to send me their way in a share. If you would like to send me a message with any of yours, with your own story, rant, question, unpopular opinion, or if you want me to tell others how you fucked up today, or any day, send me a message via any of my social media found in the description below. Just look for my cute little avatar you see on whatever app you're listening on. Please, give a rating if you enjoyed what you heard today. I hear that they help out tremendously. And as always, I will catch y'all next time. Bye! You are being a annoying little butthead. Yes, you is. Yes, you is. You've already done everything and gone outside. I don't know why you need to go again. Yep. Yep, we're gonna go here. Give me 1 second. Alright, we're gonna finish this up real quick, because I don't know why, but I think he needs to go back outside, because I don't know what what else his problem could possibly be. So we're gonna do this real quick. We're gonna we're gonna do an intro and see just how... I don't know if I'm gonna do anything different now that he's being whiny, so I guess we will find out. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Phoenix Reads. Today's episode is a series of Today I Fucked Up. That's right guys, it is Friday. As usual, I don't read any of the stories I'm about to read with you. I will leave any usernames in the description below if you want to go leave your own opinion on their post, given it is still up. My username for Reddit is in the description. Feel free to tag me in stories you'd like to hear me read. Let's get started. Ah! That's my face. Oh, goodness. All right. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video today. I know it was still a little bit chaotic. I don't know what his issue is today. But I will see you guys next time.